How's it going, everybody? Today at Event Reset, which for me is 5 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be an event starting called Overwhelming Hunger. In this event, you could earn up to 100 blade shards. That is a free-to-play unlock, along with a lot of other goodies. So in this video, we're going to break down how to participate to the fullest in that event, what you're going to need to do to hit certain metrics, and to do that, I'm joined today with my buddy Lipool. How's it going, my guy?
What's up, everyone? Glad to be here.
What's your vibe check on this event? Because I didn't like it when I first read the blog.
Yeah, I had a similar first reaction when I see, you need the Undying characters. It's a very limited team in terms of getting their shards. Gear 19 is always scary on limited characters, but
Yeah.
I've done some maths on the numbers that I have been given, and I'm a bit less worried about it than I was initially, and certainly it looks a lot better than last week's one, which I think was too Stargated on that last one.
Yeah, the Stargates is a money game, or Gear Gate. I mean, if you've been playing long enough, you could get into it. Well, let's talk about it. So we got the Overwhelming Hunger. We're going to be scoring points by collecting the Undying Orb Fragments, which is an input that you can control besides just the gear tier. From the Red Dead Rematch, which is going to be the Scarlet Witch Showcase starting also at the event reset time. And then we're going to be battling in Alliance War with undead characters. We got Blade Shards, Crimson Gear, T3 Ions, all that good stuff, right? So if you calculate it up, if we go in-game, you'll see that we could get a total of 100 Blade Shards, as long as a lot of other stuff. At the inputs, they're a little bit concerning. Let me zoom right in here. So we got Earn Undying Orb Fragments. Now, for the purpose of this video and the current sheet, this is an unknown for us, right? We don't know how much is going to be on each node, but we're doing an estimated guess.
Yeah, we're lowballing it. I've set it to 3 for now. When the sheet goes actually live to public, I'll make sure that the numbers are right. But I've set it for 3 to 1 at the moment. Sometimes it's 4 to 1, but I've rarely seen it any more different than that.
Yeah, and so just so you guys know, that's for the purpose of this video, so we can give you guys a very, very close estimated guess on what we're going to need to do to really succeed here. But when you go into the Discord, you go into the live pool channel to go ahead and use this tool. It's going to be perfect for you. It's going to have the right numbers. You're going to go from there. Earning Overwhelming Hunger milestone points. This is from the Sugar Rush event starting today as well, right?
From the web milestone, yeah.
Right.
I've already got all those numbers in.
Perfect. And then we got war battles, so you can earn a total of 21,000 from here. Over 3 wars, that's very easy to do. You just got to do 21 fights, win or lose, it seems. And here's the tricky part. Here's the part that gave everybody pause, because we got to use Undying characters at gear tier 17, 18, or 19. This is concerning for some players. First of all, they don't want to build the Undying team. Most people love them, right? Because zombies are cool. But it's a war team. It does okay in Crucible right now, but that's going to be limited time. I think it's actually going to be pretty good in Battle World, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So not everyone is like jumping at the bit here to invest in these guys. And that's a big input, right? If you do the total of just having them from gear tier 19, 30,000 in the grand scheme of this milestone is an absolute monstrous addition. It is definitely the difference between wherever the monthly item is, which is, I think it's at
13.
Milestone 13. Adding 30,000 to that brings you pretty much all the way to milestone 15. So that is a giant jump for these characters. Lucky for us, we don't got to do too much guesswork, because Livepool did make this special tool for us today. Why don't you walk us through how you're going to manipulate this and what we should expect from this?
All right. So far I've put in the minimum numbers you need to max out those extra points. So you would need 3 Undying characters at gear 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
And you only need 2 Undying characters at gear 19 to max out those extra points. Which I think, in the grand scheme of things, is reluctantly reasonable, I would say. There's always going to be some gating, whether it's gear or whether it's stars, or whether it's something else. And I think 2 gear tier 19 characters, you can do Hela and Zombie Iron Man, who have both been farmable for a while. We should be getting a bunch of Zergonaut shards as well. Mm-hmm. So you should be able to get him on him. Even if you don't have Scarlet Witch Zombie, you can still get those 2 gear 19 characters and max out those points. So I do think that's
stop for a second and let's talk about that. So as far as like gear tier 19 characters go, as far as recommendations go, I would strongly suggest Zombie Juggernaut would be the number 1, because he's the biggest damage on the team. If you unlock Zombie Scarlet Witch, she would be number 2. If not, it would be Hela over Zim if you don't have red stars on Zim. If you have red stars on Zim, Zim does a crap ton of damage, and you would then prioritize him over Hela. Does that sound fair to you?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry to cut you off.
But if you can make sure you've got two Gear 19 characters in the Undying team, then you're flying for this event and you're getting all 100 Blade Shards, which is fantastic for those free-to-play players who haven't got Blade yet.
Yeah, 100%. Let's talk about that as well. There's 100 shards up for grabs in this event, but you don't necessarily need to get 100 to get them unlocked. I know that for me right now, on my free-to-play account, I've probably cored about 40 shards for him, so I don't even need that final milestone. But besides that, we have been getting a lot of those. They're really crappy orbs. The blade, like, RNG orbs. Hey, you might get a 1, you might get 0, you might get 100. If you're super lucky, you get 100. From those, I pulled about 50 shards. So I wouldn't even need to max out the shard portion of this event to get him unlocked. And I think that's what they're probably going for, right? They want the endgame players who can do Gear Tier 19 to walk away with a 4-star blade. If you're much newer to the game and you can only get the 60 out of the 100 shards from here, the rest is supposed to be filled up by those orbs unless you get horrendous luck, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they're aiming for. Yeah, and a lot of free-to-play players are getting Mephisto now. If you've already got Mephisto, I don't see any reason not to be putting Gear 19 into Undying, at least on Zombie Juggernaut probably. Yeah. They're a new team, they've got the new stats, and I think that's reasonable.
I agree.
So that's what you would put in here. So how many characters have you got at each gear tier for the Undying team? The other factor in this event is the showcase energy, right? So we did a double check to make sure that there is still orb fragments on the challenge tier of this showcase. So even if you haven't unlocked Scarlet Witch and can't get to the bonus tiers, you can still farm the orb fragments in the challenge tier, which is free to play, which is good news.
And is a source of Scarlet Shards.
Yeah. And what I don't know yet is if the drop rate in the bonus tier is going to be higher than the challenge. I think some reason I think it might be, but it might not be.
Yeah.
So I have put in a function in the sheet to tell the sheet what stage of the bonus tier you can get to in the Red Dead rematch. So that's this one here, V6, that I'm highlighting now.
Yeah.
So if you're free to play, you haven't got Scarlet Witch, that would be 0. But say you do unlock her and you can do the first mission, you can switch that to a 1. And that may affect the drop rate for the orbs, or it may not. We'll have to see when it goes live. But I have put that function in there for now.
Cool.
And then obviously the web milestone and any offers. We don't know the offers yet, so I'll make sure those numbers are correct before it goes live, but could be buying some offers. And that's pretty much it. A fairly simple event this time, actually. There's not so many moving parts as we've seen recently.
Which is nice. It's nice that it's less confusing, right? So right now, if we have 2 Gear Tier 19 and 9 characters and all 3 of them at Gear Tier 18, which would cover Gear Tier 17, obviously, we're going to be hitting just shy of milestone 17. You could core a little bit more to get to that purple ISO if you want. But I think an interesting discussion, maybe you could run us through this, is if we only have 1 character Gear Tier 19, like say people brought up their Zombie Juggernaut, because that's going to allow you to beat the Hunger event, right? If we only had 1 character Gear Tier 19, how much extra coring do we think, because again, it's a hypothesis based on whatever the amount they put in the event, is going to be needed to get us to that extra 40 blade shards at milestone 16?
Let's have a look. So yeah, if we've only got Zugs at Gear 19, we change that to a 1. And now we're showing up at 116,000 points. So that is, so let's put this to a 0. So 111,000 points. So that's this. Remember, this is assuming a drop rate of 3 orbs. So if that turns out being 4 orbs per energy, it might already be there. If not, a bit of extra coring will likely get you there. There we go. 7 cores, 7 refreshes per day is going to get you to 16.
And it's not wholly unacceptable, depending on how good these Undying orbs, right? Like how much Zombie Scarlet Witch could we get from those orbs? We might want to core more for it anyway. We'll have to wait and see. But if you had 0 Gear to 19, like you're really far off at that point, right?
Yeah. Then you do end up a little ways off. It's going to become pretty unreasonable to core your way to those blade shards at that point.
Yeah.
Because even at 8 per day, you're still a good 12,000 short. That's probably going to end up getting unreasonable, I would say.
Yeah, I would think so too. But all in all, it doesn't seem like a horrible event. It seems like the end game players that can play around with some Gear 19, it feels like they're going to be getting their 4-star blade more likely from the RNG orbs plus this event, and then newer players are going to get the 3-star, as long as everyone gets them unlocked and people don't have to wait for like a pass 2 months from now, right? Because we're going to have Captain Britain kind of eating up the pass for about a month now.
Yeah, I think everyone should be able to get him unlocked if you're paying attention and haven't got ridiculously unlucky with these pity orbs, I guess.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for this event. So just, if you can afford it, Gear 19, some of those characters will help you out. Make sure you do your war attacks. Make sure you are refreshing in that Scarlet Witch zombie showcase, and you should be able to walk away with Blade if you don't have them unlocked already. Thank you so much for this tool, as always, Mr. Livepool, and people can catch you in the Discord chat, yeah?
That's right.
Perfect. Well, let me pick your brain for a bit before we head off, because we have another exciting thing coming to Marvel Strike Force soon, and that is going to be Battleworld. Let me get your vibe check on Battleworld after having seen, the Envoy videos that came out. They put out a couple blogs talking about changes that they've made. We saw a video from them where it showed things like Purple ISO 4 and 5. We saw 10 null shards from doing the highest difficulty with something that was in the data mines. What's your feeling on Battleworld so far?
Listen, I'm always excited for new stuff that I can do on the game. I mean, that's why I play this game in the end, is to have interesting battle mechanics and think about fights. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Crucible, and I love figuring out ways to get these battles done. So I'm excited. I know that's not why everyone does the game, but for me, that's it right there.
Yeah, me too. Especially this null fight. I played it, but I didn't go too hard into like Theorycraft on that because I want to do it with everyone else. I think it's just more fun. This, just the way the mechanics work in this, is really fun. Pretty excited about that. And how do you feel about the Hunger and Thirst Sphinx? I don't think we've spoken about that yet either.
We covered it briefly in the last video, I think, but that was interesting. I mean, I do a bit of spending. I had all the characters pretty high. I sort of sailed through it pretty quickly,
Right.
but I did enjoy watching you. I was actually watching you live when you were grinding through the Hunger one, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the baby account. Yeah, that's it's funny, right? Because there seems to be this middle ground of like that account doesn't spend, but it's super engaged. So currently, the toughest content for that account is possible but difficult. It gives me more enjoyment than on the big account where I can just bust through everything. But on the big account, I need it to be that big because PvP stuff, like you talked about with Crucible, like Ward, like Arena, like if I don't have the tools there. So there's no like middle ground right now. Hopefully Battleworld can strike that chord and have some sort of like super scale difficulty where nobody's beating it, but everyone has a fun challenge, right?
I think that's intention, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, me too. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, Datamine was suggesting November like 4th to the 8th. We could see it start. So hopefully very soon. But like Pool, thank you so much for coming on today and helping us with this event. And I guess that's it. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Well, what do you think about perhaps getting some resources together for some Battleworld prep?
After working with your Google Sheets, I think that would be very fun and great for the community. I'm down.
Fantastic. All right. Well, keep an eye out for that, guys. I'll keep you updated.
All right, guys. We'll let you know when that is live. Once we are allowed to share all the different sections and everything like that, we'll get working on that. But from now, stay happy, stay healthy, have fun. Me and Livepool. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.